What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today at the request of Flower Child. Teresa, we're doing this one for you. Looking at it here, without any further ado, let's just jump right on into it. Looking at the 4 hour, I'm not going to lie, guys, the 4 hours looking pretty damn good. The 4 hours looking pretty damn good. We've got this trend line here from an ascending point, or descending point, I should say, and it does look like we've broken out of it. Now, what I will say, so we've broken out of it. We don't have a lot of volume. That's just not encouraging. Okay, it's not encouraging at all, in my opinion. We could see a fake out. We could see some kind of rejection here and then move down. But for now, the RSI does look good. But you know, you're at a point. If you close this 4 hour red, you have 3 hours 56 minutes to go. It's essentially like a brand new 4 hour. If you were to close it red, and especially if you got back below this line, I would very, very, very much assume that we're making a straight shot down. Maybe not a straight shot down, but something like that for the time being to around this low. Maybe we find a lower high, and then we go down to that 57K, 58K target area that I've been looking for the past few days now. Maybe about the past week even, I don't know. I suppose it is dependent on this 4 hour a little bit. This next 4 hour period is very, very important. If you can close green, if you can get above the 123 moving average on the 4 hour, if you can get overbought again and not reject here, like that would look really, really good. But if you reject the green line, if you reject the overbought zone, that's not a good look. It really is not a good look. And then again, if you have that fake out breakout, that's also not a good look, which no volume, it really could be a fake out. If we're looking at BTC for what it is, you know, I'm not impressed with the daily RSI, but it's not terrible. You did bounce off your 40 area. You're above your 50. It's got good things going for it, but it's not. I'm not impressed with it. Looking at the most relative low, if I can, low to high here. You know, the expectation, in my opinion, would be to go tier 382, which, generally speaking, whenever you interact with the 382 on your first pass, you do go a little bit below it, which 57K is like right there below it, but 57.6K is essentially where the 382 is. So somewhere between 57 and 58K is where I think we're going inevitably. Now, I can be wrong. It's not common. It's common for me to be wrong. It happens. Any technical analyst out there is going to be wrong, man. The ones that don't admit that they're wrong, they're silly, man. They are silly. There are those out there. We know them, man. There are those YouTube accounts that they're never wrong, man. Even whenever they're wrong, they're never wrong. But whenever they make a correct call, like whenever they finally make like a truly correct call, like they don't just play both sides of the coin and then they're like I was right. Like whenever they're like really dedicated to one decision and that it's actually right, they blow it out of proportion. They treat themselves like they're gods, man. They're like, I knew it all along. I've got the secrets. You need to follow me. You need to pay me. Pay for my paid groups. I will never do a paid group, you guys, ever. I don't have the time for it, for one, but for two, I don't think there's anything I could offer in a paid group that I'm not offering for free on this channel right now. Like, genuinely speaking, you know, if I made it like a full-time job and I like really tried, like it wouldn't work, man. Me by myself dealing with a bunch of people who will all have more or less the same questions, but it needs individual care. I'll never do a paid group. I won't do it. I will offer everything I do for free, always. I will probably set something up at some point where if you want to contribute by doing like a monthly subscription on Patreon or something like that, or some kind of service like that, I'll probably implement that, but it's not going to come with anything. Just a forewarning. It's just there if you want to give me money. That's it. That's it. I'm not expecting it to do well. It's more of just like a sign of like good faith or gratitude. You know, if you appreciate the channel, I'll probably set up an option where it's like you could pay $1 a month up to $5 a month, something like that. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I'm making money doing this. You're making money doing this. You're the one taking the risks. You're the one taking the initiatives. Even if you watch my videos and you base your decisions off them, which you shouldn't do. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But I have people consistently telling me that they want to give me gifts, or that they want to show me gratitude in the form of like giving me some kind of like financial gift or something. And I appreciate it. It's very kind. I don't mean to sound rude at all, but I don't want it, man. I don't need it. You know, we're all gonna get our own. And I didn't help you make this money. You guys are making this money. You're the ones taking the opportunities to do this stuff. I'm getting way off track here, but I'm just saying, man. We all know those people who want your money, who want you to think that they're always right, and they never ever admit that they're wrong ever. And I got off track by saying that I don't expect what's not common is not that I'm wrong. It is common enough. Everybody's wrong, man. It happens all the time. What's not common is to bounce off your 236 area and then continue to go higher. It's more common to at least see your 382. That's what I would expect. So I am holding out for that 57K, 58K area. I hope I didn't lose too many people by doing that little ramble that I just did. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, I don't blame you if I never see you again. Hopefully not the second option. BTC does have this somewhat of a double top in the weekly RSI. If we go back in time, any of these like double top looks, they just, historically speaking, have not been kind to us, at least for immediate gratification. Right? They haven't been kind to us. Here and here, double top. We didn't move down immediately, but it took 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then on the 5th week we dropped. We essentially consolidated from the week of December 14th or December 7th in 2015. We consolidated all the way up until May, January, February, March, April, May. That's 5 months, right? 5 months, essentially 5 months, man, that we consolidated for. That's what that promoted. We got another kind of like double top here. You know, it's not quite the same, but more or less like, you know, relatively two peaks right there. Bearish divergence is really what it is. But we had, you know, from the high point, we went down 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We were consolidating, and then fifth week really still. 6th week we broke out, so it took a month and a half. You know, same kind of thing here. Consolidated for a little bit. Double top there. That was the bull cycle high. Double topped here, more or less 2 highs, and we consolidated for a while and moved down. We might do this exact thing without the repercussions. We might just continue onwards, you know, something like that. A bit of it's almost like a double top, but not really. I wouldn't call it that, I guess. This one out of all of them so far is the only double top that's actually got a higher high in this like double top scenario. So it could promote different results. It is possible. But man, Bitcoin's seeing a 92 on its weekly RSI, like a 91 actually, 91. I wouldn't blame it if it wanted to chill for a second, man. If it wanted to consolidate for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 months, who knows? But I would expect that we do, before we break this high, we will see 57K to 58K. I do expect that. I wonder actually if we took these lines here, kind of like 57.5K, that's where the 382 is, 58K, they just all kind of look the same. It's all at this previous area of resistance here. We even found a little support right there. Yeah. Wouldn't be crazy. It wouldn't be crazy. We don't have to. We could just continue moving higher. Oh man, are we already up? We already flipped it back up again. We could, but I honestly think it comes back to this 4 hour, man. This is really dependent right now, because breaking this consolidation to the upside legitimately would be the ignition that's necessary to get us back up to these highs and continue. We could do something where we get back up to these highs, we form a slightly higher high or a slightly lower high or a double top, and then we come back down and then we go to 57K. That could happen. It's possible. You know, Bitcoin consolidating does not mean that it does this the whole time. It does mean it goes like this, you know, like ups and downs and all arounds. Like it could consolidate for quite a while. And yes, even out until May, it can do it. Like it could look that exact way without this like line on the downside here. But we don't know, man. We don't know. Time will tell. Regardless of where it goes, even if we were to go above this high here, I don't think that we would go too much higher. I'm not even throwing these extensions on, because I don't think we're going to see 77, 78K, 83K before we see 57K. I am open to the idea that we could move back above 70K, like just barely above 70K. I am open to the idea that we could, but right now, I want to see how we do with the 68.5K to 69.5K level. If we can't get past that, then absolutely, you know, we're just going to go lower. We're going to go lower than this low, and inevitably, I do think that we're going lower than this low. I'm talking about the more immediate terms. So, I don't know, man. I feel like I went off the rails a little bit with this video. I didn't realize I had the music playing again, but I'll pause it for the end. I hope what I said made sense. I hope I stayed on track more or less with like what I was trying to say, which is that I think Bitcoin is going to consolidate. To wrap it all up in like one pretty bow, I think we're going to consolidate. We have obvious indecision candles here. That right there is a big wick to the upside. This right here is a big wick to the downside. Week after week, that's indecisive behavior. Seeing that at a local high area, definitely a local high area. You can see it in the RSI at the 90, 91 as well. That's not normally a good thing for continuation. We broke out of this descending structure, right, that we've been forming, this consolidation phase, without any volume, lower levels of volume. It's not a good thing either. So we really might. I know I was saying that we could move up even as high as 70K. We could move up to 68.5, 79.5K. You know, I want to see that area be interacted with before we get too bullish on it, at least in the immediate term timeframes. But we could right now. This is how important this 4 hour is right now. The 4 hour here and the one after it, you know, like today is really important, because if you go down, if you come back into this descending structure, likely we're going to make a move real quick back down to like the low 60s, and then potentially even break below 60 and get into the high 50s. I do think we'll go to 57K inevitably. It's just when is that going to happen? And again, with where we are in the RSI, with where we are, you know, in price, it would not be crazy to consolidate for multiple months. Multiple months, man. We just broke all-time highs. Okay, we can move below them. We already have. We can move below them and consolidate around this area. You know, essentially, I guess we could even like consolidate around just like throughout this whole range here, man. Like really, anything and everything in between. We will be range bound probably until at least a month after the halving is my thoughts. But if you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming. I very much appreciate you. I'm sorry I left the music on. I was bad about it tonight, but I will try to be better about it tomorrow. If you like the music, hit the like button. If you didn't like the music, hit the like button. And if you liked the video, definitely show some love by hitting the like button. I really do appreciate all of you very much. Thank you for coming. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.